The Polish Energy Regulatory Authority wants reduction in the gas tariffs. The government, in turn, is planning shielding measures for business consumers, including preparing a so-called accounting vacation. The Ministry of Agriculture, meanwhile, wants to include bakeries, butcheries and dairies in the list of energy-intensive enterprises. All thanks to recent drop in energy prices on the wholesale market. Rafał Gawin, president of the Energy Regulatory Office, said he's taking a systemic action and have already called on more than a dozen companies to lower their tariff prices. Among these companies is PGNiG Obrót Detaliczny, which is responsible for almost 90% of the market. If the companies do not lower their tariffs, the ERO may inform the settlement administrator, who will withhold compensation payments to them introduced when gas prices were on the rise. Natural gas on European markets have fallen by 50% since mid-December and are already lower than before Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This is a result of the warm winter, the development of alternative sources of supply, austerity policies, but also the prospect of an economic slowdown in many EU countries. Significant declines in exchange prices have also been recorded in Poland. On the Polish Power Exchange, for example, on December 13, 2022, gas for second quarter of 2023 could be both at 688 Polish zlotys per megawatt hour on the Polish Power Exchange. And on January 12 this year, the price dropped to 350 Polish zlotys per megawatt hour. The liquefied natural gas exports from the United States to the European Union more than doubled in the first 11 months of 2022 compared with those of the whole year of 2021, according to the report by the European Commission. According to a natural gas market report released by the European Commission on Friday, the EU imported 52 billion cubic meters from LNG from the US from January to November 22, compared with 22 billion cubic meters for the whole of 2021. The EU agreed with the US last spring to expand LNG exports following its decision to reduce purchases of Russian gas. In December this year, Germany, a major natural gas consumer in the EU, opened its first floating LNG receiving terminal. Earlier this month, the terminal welcomed the first LNG carrier from the US. Mainly boosted by surge in demand in Europe, US LNG exports soared in 2022 and the US tied with Qatar to become the world's largest LNG exporter last year, according to Bloomberg reports. The US LNG export revenue soared to $35 billion of US dollars in the first 9 months of 2022, compared with $8.3 billion US dollars over the same period in 2021, according to the US Energy Information Administration. Analysts at Kepler, an EU data analyst company, predict that US LNG exports are expected to continue to grow this year in view of Europe's demand to replenish inventories consumed in winter. On Saturday, January 14, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz put a second LNG terminal online in the eastern German town of Lubmin. Germany is setting up 4 new LNG terminals in the North Sea and Baltic coasts in order to lessen dependence on natural gas imports from Russia. It was a good feeling to help open the pipeline by turning the wheel. This will continue in Brunsbüttel, where we will see the arrival of another ship that we need for regasification, said Scholz after ceremoniously opening the valve connecting the regasification unit to the gas network. With a very new German speed, everything here was completed quickly. Just before Christmas, I was able to open an LNG terminal in Wilhelmshaven. Today, we have gathered here to put another unit into service. It was a good feeling to help open the pipeline by turning the wheel. This will continue in Brunsbüttel, when we will see the arrival of another ship that we need for regasification. LNG arriving at Lubmin is regasified on a floating regasification storage unit, and when pumped into gas pipelines that formally connect the Nord Stream 1 pipeline to the European gas network. A first terminal in Wilhelmshaven was opened before Christmas. The German government has ordered a total 4 FSRU units to replace natural gas imports through the submarine Nord Stream 1 pipeline, which was closed down by Russian energy corporation Gazprom, allegedly due to technical issues.